Welcome to our fall life group series called Running on Empty. Let me just mention a word or two about how to get the most out of your life group experience. The most important thing you can do is to go into your group with a mindset that says, hey, this is going to be my group. Not just my leaders group, not just the group for the people who have maybe been in the group for a long time. I'm going to make this my group. And when you go in there with that mindset and that sense of ownership, that goes a long way into making a great life group experience. Another thing that is important in life group is that you make an effort to participate in the group's discussion and activities. Now, you don't have to answer every question. No one's asking for that. And you don't want to talk too much, really. You want everybody to have a chance to share. But as the conversation unfolds, be sure to be an active participant. Who knows, maybe God put you in this group at this time so that your insight and experience can make a difference in the lives of some other people. And also, let me ask you to make your life group a priority. This is a 6-week series, and it's going to go by pretty fast. And so if you will make your life group a priority for this 6 weeks, be there unless it just absolutely can't be. That will make your group experience even more meaningful. And if you can't be there, be sure to let your group leader know. They're going to be wondering where you are and hoping everything's all right. Enough of the ground rules. Let's talk about our series. In 2021, the American Psychological Association did a survey and said that 80% of U.S. workers had work-related stress in the past month before they did the survey. And they also mentioned that 60% of those employees had negative consequences in their own lives because of that stress, including cognitive weariness, emotional exhaustion, and physical fatigue. Well, it sounds like they're running on empty. And the purpose of this series is for us to gain God's wisdom on how that we can live a full life, a healthy life, an abundant life, and not always be running on empty. And God's Word has a lot to say about that. So, your opening question for your discussion tonight is this, or at least one of your opening questions. Have you ever run out of gas in your car and been stranded alongside the road? Ka-chug, 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 and then it stops and you're stranded beside the road. Let me tell you my story. We were heading to vacation this summer, and I was going to stop a couple hours down the road for fuel and snacks, and so the tank wasn't full when I left. And turns out, as we got closer, the gas gauge kept going down, and the van kept telling us we had fewer and fewer miles. And it turns out I had miscalculated, and I drove right past the exit where I needed to go for fuel. And by the time the GPS recalculated, it was mathematically impossible that I was going to be able to get back to a filling station and fuel up. Well, naturally, that caused some concern among the van passengers. Our daughters had visions of themselves being stranded beside the road, and I guess, I don't know, maybe being eaten by bears or something like that. And even my ever-patient wife said, you may have misjudged our fuel consumption. And she was right. And so we quickly recalculated and made the exit and turned back around. I gave some instructions on, let's turn the air conditioner off, and if we have to push a little bit in the van, this is how it's going to work. And eventually, finally, us all holding our breath and leaning forward, we made it to the filling station. And the dashboard on the van said, you've got 1 mile left. Plenty of gas, 1 mile left. We made it just fine. We made it, but it was pretty stressful, and it was no fun, and it's not a way to travel. The moral of the story is, don't travel when your tank is near empty. The same is true of life. Be careful when you run on life, when you're running on empty. This discussion, this series, is going to make a huge impact in your lives and the lives of others around you. So we're praying. We know that you're going to have a great discussion. Enjoy your time together.